Hey Xbox pilots, you can now get your hands on the PMS50's GTN 750 navigational display system. Been available for PC for some time, but as far as I'm aware, this is a first for the Xbox. Welcome to the SimHanger, my name's Mark. Thanks very much for joining me and let's get started. To get our hands on it, we're going to head off to the marketplace and we're looking for a particular aircraft that has the PMS50 bundled with it. To save ourselves time from scrolling through page after page, in the search bar just type in Decathlon and it'll bring up a fairly new entrant into the marketplace. It's the Super Decathlon from Hangar Studio 713. This is a payway aircraft. It's an aerobatic high-wing tail dragger developed with a custom flight model capable of enduring high G-forces and powered by a 180 horsepower engine. And if you like aerobatics or bush flying as I do, this will be a welcome addition to any hangar. This aircraft is modelled to a high standard and worth the asking price in its own right. But this is where it gets interesting. Not only do you get 3 versions of the aircraft, analog, GNS 430 and the GTN 650, but you also get a bucket load of liveries to suit any taste. But what I'm most excited about is you get the GTN 750 as a separate panel. The panel is available via the top toolbar, and in essence the GTN 750 can be used with any aircraft that has the working title technology, namely the GNS 530 and the G1000, etc. That's what we're going to have a look at today. PMS50's implementation of the Garmin GTN 750 navigational display system for Microsoft Flight Simulator comes in 2 versions. There's a free version, which is what is bundled with the Super Decathlon, and there's also a paid version. Today we're just really focusing on the one that comes with the Decathlon. The paid version offers additional functionality such as import flight plans from SimBrief and charts, but we'll touch on that a little later in the video. In this video I'm not really focusing on the Decathlon but rather the GNS 750. However, it's worth a look in its own right. Features animations such as doors, lights, functional circuit breakers, smoke system and the like. I'm currently in the variant with the GNS 430 and the PFD is the G3X. But if we now head up to the top toolbar and select this icon, this will activate the GTN 750 and the GTN will remain available in the top toolbar regardless of what aircraft that you're flying, and will be compatible with any aircraft with the WTT technology. List of compatible aircraft on the PMS50 website, link in the notes below. From the GTN menu I've selected flight plan. You saw earlier in the world map that I loaded a flight plan I created earlier, and all the legs are visible here, including user waypoints. You can drag the GTN window around, place it anywhere you want by selecting this area here. Hold down the mouse button and drag it. You also have the option to minimize the window. Simply select this area on the GTN and the window is now minimized. Holding down the left mouse button on the toolbar, you can now relocate as desired. Select plus from the toolbar to bring it back. Let's just go to our map view quickly and we'll just zoom out just to confirm that our flight plan is there. Yes, it's there, that's great. With a typical GTN 750 graphic display, select the back button to return to the main menu. So as you can see, manipulating the panel is fairly straightforward. If you're not sure how to use the GTN 750, there's plenty out there on YouTube covering that, as well as details on the PMS50 website. And of course we can close the window completely if we want to. As mentioned earlier, this is PMS50's free version. All the basics you need are still functional, but some options are not available. Flight plan, procedures. Here I've selected airports and waypoints. This is nearest airports, for example. It's all accessible and usable. And as there are no soft keys, move your mouse along the bottom of the display and here we have other functions such as home, map. You can put the GTN 750 into standby mode if you want to. And you also have the very handy function of Direct To in the bottom right hand corner. Both the common nav functions are functional. Click on the standby frequency to change it. Or alternatively, you can click on the active frequency and that will swap frequencies for you. The same applies to the nav function. Works in exactly the same way. Click on the transponder frequency and you can change that too. Well, I'm sure you're getting the gist by now. Let's have a quick look at what's not available unless you have the paid version of the PMS50 GTN 750. The two most significant functions are access to charts, which includes Navigraph if you have a subscription, and the ability to import your flight plan via SimBrief. But it's here that I have to issue a word of caution. In Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, activating these options places a considerable load on your system and a noticeable drop in FPS for those on the Xbox console, and for those on an Xbox Series S it's basically unmanageable. The free version's load on the system is considerably less. Now that may well be a different story once the new sim comes out, but that's the current experience. It also raises the question with regards to compatibility for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. The developer made the following comment on my Discord directly. What's shown above is an extract of what he had to say, but it's very clear he's fully committed to ensuring Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 compatibility, as well as taking advantage of the new features within the upcoming sim by adding 2 more variants. So far we've had a look at the GTN 750 with the Super Decathlon, but the main advantage of having the GTN 750 bundled with this aircraft is the fact that we can use it with other aircraft. Now there are a number of limitations and restrictions that do apply, and if you visit the developer's website you can download the manual and that details all the parameters that you need to know. Once again, link in the notes below the video, but let's have a look at a few quick examples. Here I've selected the Yonkers 52, it's the JU52 1939 model, and it only has the very basics of navigational equipment. For those of you that don't want to fly old school but have a flight plan etc., you can use the GTN 750 for guidance. I loaded the aircraft with exactly the same flight plan that I used previously, and in addition to the route I can use all the other features that are available to me on the GTN 750. Just be aware that the GTN is not an autopilot, although it interacts with any autopilot that you may have on board. It's now initialized and started up. I can have a look at my flight plan, and of course I can make changes along the way if I want to. It'll also work with some third-party aircraft. I'm now in Flying Iron Simulation's wonderful Spitfire Mark 9. I'm hand flying the aircraft but using the GTN 750 to make sure that I'm kept en route, and I can utilize it for comm and nav changes and so on. Reminder, relevant links below that will be able to provide you with more detailed information. Is it for you? Well, that's for you to decide. I think it's a great addition to the Xbox flying experience. Thank you as always for joining me. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. It does help the channel. Stay well, look after yourselves. I'll see you all again very soon, and ciao for now.